Until the mid-1800s, wood was the source of nearly all of the nation's energy needs for heating, cooking, and lighting. From the late 1800s until today, fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, and natural gas have been the major sources of energy. Hydropower and wood were the most used renewable energy resources until the 1900s. Renewable energy is energy from sources that are naturally replenishing but flow-limited. Renewable resources are virtually inexhaustible in duration but limited in the amount of energy that is available per unit of time. The major types of renewable energy sources are 1. Solar energy from the sun. 2. Geothermal energy from the heat inside the earth. 3. Wind energy. 4. Biomass from plants. 5. Hydropower from flowing water. Renewable energy can play an important role in energy security and in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Using renewable energy can help to reduce energy imports and reduce fossil fuel use, which is one of the largest sources of carbon dioxide emissions. With that in mind, we will be discussing how we can harness the solar energy in the Sahara Desert in an attempt to power the world. Welcome back, Moon Tourist. Before we begin, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications to get alerts when we post new interesting content. Have you done that? Now let's start. Droughts, mirages, sand dunes, and storms have always been characteristic of any desert. These regions with extensive sandy and rocky areas have almost no cover of vegetation, although some scattered oases can be seen in the neighborhood. Yet as dark and sterile as it may be perceived, the whisper heralds the beginning of an era in which technology could stir nature towards sustainability in order to serve future generations. We are in an age where the exploration of renewable energies is quickly gaining such decisive accreditation as to design an extraordinarily daring venture. Solar panels flow to harness the infinite energy given by God. In fact, the 10 largest solar power plants in the world are located in arid areas. The Sahara Desert is presented as the intended desert when these theories become a reality, perhaps with good reason, as it is the largest desert in the world. It spans 10 different countries in 3 different time zones and would rank 5th in the world if it was a country because its borders make it larger than Brazil but slightly smaller than China and the United States. The annual map of hours of sunshine around the world shows that while there are notable hotspots in the world such as North America, South America, and South Africa, the Sahara has received most of the world's solar radiation and is totally blown away by the sunlight all day. The Sahara has an estimated area of 9 million square kilometers, in which every square meter of the Earth's crust is exposed to between 3,000 and 4,000 kilowatt-hours of solar energy per year, which corresponds directly to more than 22 billion gigawatt-hours per year. To put this into perspective, the areas that receive 4,000 hours of sunshine per year in the Sahara Desert have almost 4 times the amount of annual sunshine than Germany receives in a year. This can be attributed to the fact that the Sahara Desert is directly along the Tropic of Cancer, meaning the sun falls directly on it for most of the year. And even clouds don't form or even exist all over the desert. This means all that sunlight is never interrupted, making the Sahara Desert the best place on Earth to place solar panels and develop solar parks. This then leads to the most frequently asked question: what would happen if we covered the whole desert with solar panels? How much energy would we be able to produce, and how would this affect our planet? On paper, the Sahara Desert has the potential to be a renewable global powerhouse capable of delivering energy more than 2,000 times greater than global energy sources, the production of which does not exceed 100,000 per year. Now, in research data provided by the German Aerospace Center in 2005, only a small square appears on the map which, when covered with solar panels, can provide all the energy Germany needs. The next square on the map can meet Europe's energy demand. More interestingly, when this area is enlarged a bit with solar panels, the generated energy can provide electricity to the whole world. At present, 2 sustainable technologies have been proposed as viable means of production. These are concentrated solar energy and standard photovoltaic solar panels, which, like any machine or technology, have their advantages and disadvantages. Concentrated solar energy is designed to focus solar energy on specific points or receptors, using modeled lenses and mirrors with intrinsic properties optimized for optimal function in constant sunny and warm weather conditions. The absorbed heat is converted into mechanical energy with steam from the turbines and finally electricity. Large amounts of energy are also used in the form of molten salt, which enables uninterrupted electricity production without burning solar energy. Morocco is currently home to the largest concentrated solar power plant in the world and has invested nearly $3 billion in the new energy project with an estimated capacity of 510 megawatts on 60 hectares of land. The country aims to develop additional power plants in the Sahara Desert that will collectively generate more than 2,000 megawatts of electricity production, which will be distributed in Europe via submarine cables. Morocco has been working on this ambitious renewable energy program since 2009 with the aim of maximizing the contribution of renewable energies from the national energy grid to 38% by the end of 2022 and to 52% by 2030. Other neighboring countries such as Algeria and Tunisia have also outlined multi-billion-dollar concentrated solar power plant projects with various contracts awarded or in the tendering phase. Although standard means of CSP solar power generation are required, the operation of steam turbines is often a complex technology, and the lenses and mirrors used must be washed and cleaned regularly with water to remove dust and debris, such as those caused by sandstorms, among others. Photovoltaic solar modules or sunburned flat surfaces are rich in silicon, a material whose property is a semiconductor, makes it a valuable component for photovoltaic cells, especially since silicon solar cells offer optimal efficiency at an affordable cost. Longevity is evident in its long service life. It is the most widely used type of solar energy as it can be connected to the power grid or distributed in individual buildings for small applications and provides sufficient power in cloudy weather. On the other hand, sandstorms could cover the panels and further reduce their effectiveness. The Egyptian government recognizes the importance of a sustainable energy mix to meet the increasing demand and is also moving towards a more sustainable and ecologically diverse electricity industry that has invested heavily in photovoltaic technology. The country is targeting 22% of installations nationwide, compared to just 3% for CSP solar power generation by 2030. In October 2018, IRENA said that Egypt will be able to generate 53% of its electricity from renewable sources by 2030. Depending on weather conditions, both technologies may require water to clean the mirrors and panels. This means water is an important factor to consider, which is why many experts have toggled with the potential of combining the two main technologies into a hybrid system. As tempting as these theoretical motivations may appear, the physical importance of the Sahara as a vast continental and global solar energy center would require that prevailing political, regulatory, ecological, and technological hurdles be overcome. First, the prospect of a united front at the legislative and political levels could prove difficult, especially as the Sahara is home to several nations, including a tense and currently unstable Libyan nation. With a greater emphasis on sustainable development, it is imperative to consider the environment when participating in large power generation projects. This is an idea that has forced researchers to conduct several feasibility studies on the global impact of solar parks in the Sahara. Black surfaces strongly absorb light, which apparently is represented by the highly absorbent black surface of large solar panels. These surfaces are adaptations that improve the efficiency of solar panels, even if only a measly 15% of the energy consumed is converted into electricity. The excess energy is returned to the atmosphere. This warms the atmosphere and contributes significantly to weathering. In an arid and sparsely populated desert, these facilities would have had little or no significance if the effects had been felt across the country. In order to generate electricity successfully, however, the plants would have to consume a huge landmass of thousands of square kilometers. The flow of air into the atmosphere from an area the size of Wilburys has reabsorbed heat across the region, across the continent, and even around the world, with devastating consequences for the environment. Research also shows that rising local temperatures will increase humidity in the atmosphere, creating a trend towards higher rainfall, which could be good, and especially good for the germination of vegetation and biodiversity. However, this can have unexpected effects. The energy-producing capacity equates to more than 36 billion barrels of oil per day, which is proportional to 5 barrels per person. This transcendence, if ever realized, could produce as much energy as the capacity of the entire African continent, with relatively little or no carbon dioxide emissions. Because of the impending power of transforming deserts into energy centers, scientists and other prominent figures have touted the idea of studying the impact desert solar systems could have on local and global energy demands. In the United States, SpaceX founder, CEOs, and chief engineer Elon Musk said in 2017 at the National Governors Association's summer meeting that a small portion of a sunny state could theoretically power nationwide with solar panels, delineating the ability to power the entire state using 100 by 100 mile solar panels configured in corners of Nevada, Texas, and Utah. Other conglomerates attempted this gigantic feat, Desertec in particular, a project announced in 2009 that quickly drew significant funds from various banks and energy companies before largely collapsing 5 years later when most investors pulled out due to high costs. A variety of political, commercial, and social factors, including the lack of rapid development in the Sahara region, hamper such ambitious projects. Reality presents significant obstacles to overcome. However, given the rapid development of new technologies in recent years, it is only a matter of time to see how the Sahara can power the whole world. Hey there, new tourist! Thank you for sticking till the end of this video. If you like this video and would like more detailed information on trends and mega projects in Africa, be sure to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss any of our future videos.